Well, gosh darn gee willikers, it's time to go down to the old swap meet and give each other pie recipes. Well, no, it's time for the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
We have the news. We have the news and we have the roundtable.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's just get to the intro.
You never know what you're going to get live.
Hit that shit.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown.
It's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
With your hosts, Canada Dry, in the JFB.
Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale. And tell me.
Good morning. Good afternoon. If I don't see you till later, how you doing? Keep my supper warm. Good evening to all those in the further reaches of the earth. I am, of course, I'm your adjunct professor. I want to tell you that today is not a fighting moment, but a teaching moment, because we are going to talk about surround tables. But before we can get to that, allow me to introduce myself. I am the JFB, and you all are going to get A pluses.
And I'm, of course, the painful saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Effin' Dry. I can't do this voice anymore. The intro was very Rick and Morty-ish, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. The gentleman below us, he is, well, you know what? Every great baseball team that's ever won in the postseason wins because the guy comes out of the bullpen, the closer. And that man below me is Mr. Showtime. Shane, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Once again, every team needs a Kenny Powers, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they do. Kenny
You know what they
Powers.
say, Showtime Shane? Beer
What's that?
is for closers.
That's damn right. Beers for closers. Don't forget to get your beer for closers shirts at the effing wrestling, pro wrestling tees.com.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, listen, we are pumping out t-shirts at an incredible rate right now, and we're going to keep pumping them out until someone tells us to stop pumping out t-shirts that are so awesome. Like, for example, the Shades of Excellence. I mean, if you want to see what it looks like in person, Canada Dry, show them what you got. There it is. The
It's not
Shades
any better than
Just
what
wait.
you just showed, though.
Right behind my shoulder, right there.
behind him. We got the choke shirt, which, you know, let's face it, you don't want.
Coca-Cola. Drink it up.
Yeah, the thousands of jabronis served.
Now, me and Kayla both got this shirt, so we're going to be wearing it on the show together.
Nice. You know, we got the comic book store shirt. Rich Southwood has it. It's an amazing looking shirt. Jeremy Isaacs has this shirt, the All Effin' Wrestling.
He wore it. He wore it yesterday morning or the other day on one of his shows.
Yeah, you know, we got 4 reptiles eating pizza. I mean,
this one is popular too. Like all these shirts are doing really well.
I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, and we got like 3 or 4 shirts that are ready to. So I mean, if you want to get in on the fun, the frivolity, the amazingness, and the awesomeness. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. That's all you have to do. Go there.
We have 2 new shirts coming
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean,
We got the Just Keep Fighting shirt coming.
yep.
And we also have, I'm not going to tell you what this one is because you just have to see it.
Yeah, it's badass. It is incredible. We'll have it on display Wednesday night when we do Dynamite After Dark. We will debut the new shirt. I mean, it'll be debuted on our Facebook way before.
Yeah, but we're going to show those 2 new shirts.
Yeah.
Here
It's going to be awesome. So anyways, you know, we do housekeeping around here. We vacuum, we sweep, we dust, we get everything ready for the main event by going to our dark match. And our dark match always has been the news.
From the 4 corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
Yeah. So let's start off with the
But
news.
I want to, Showtime Shane, he's going to show us how to crochet later on in the show.
Ooh.
He's got a special segment, how to crochet, with absolutely no money. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it either.
Just some stuff around the house.
Yeah, make sure you tune in at the very end of the episode to be able to watch it.
He's going to show you right at the end.
So Forbidden Door is getting kind of rounded out a little bit. We just got announced another match. Jon Moxley has an opponent for Forbidden Door for the IWGP World's Heavyweight Championship. He beat Evil. He beat Shota. Who better than the guy who at one time held the belt? Talk about Tetsuya Naito. That's right. Main event. I don't know. It probably will be the main event, I would imagine.
I imagine it's Will Ospreay and Swerve is the main
It's gonna be
event.
Will.
Maybe secondary main event.
Yeah, it might be the second. It might be the match before, you know, which would be a barn burner, or at least the third, the match next to last. But Moxley,
I think Swerve and Will can follow that up easily.
oh yeah, absolutely. They're going to tear the freaking house down. And to be honest with you, I mean, I have a feeling Mox is going to drop the belt to Naito. I don't know. It's been a kind of ineffective run with him being based in the U.S., not really wrestling a lot in Japan. I don't know. I think Naito might have what it takes.
When did he face Evil?
Last week.
Okay, but is that in Japan or where was that?
No, it was here in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. It was part
I
of the-
think this could be AEW's way to, because like AEW has kind of won a lot of the matches between the AEW roster versus their New Japan roster. This might be the way to return the favor on a bigger moment too, by letting Naito take the belt on Double or Nothing. Or Forbidden
Now, is Naito? Do you think he's worthy of this belt?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. Right now, with he's probably their last remaining like veteran top star with Okada gone, White gone, Ospreay gone. There's not much left. There's not much left in the cupboards. Like Tanahashi too is pretty much semi-retired.
He's old.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And the thing is, like, when you look at the young lions and the ones who have already left the dojo and have gone on to their excursions, there's not anybody really that stands out from either the class that just left or the class that's there now that I think are going to be huge stars. I just don't see it. You know, like I knew Okada was going to be a huge star when he left and went on an excursion, which unfortunately was at TNA. But you know, I mean, there are chances that, you know, there just isn't a big name that's out there that I think can carry that belt with the prestige that and honor that it deserves. So Naito at this point is the only one that I can think of that could take it. So we're joined by Noob. He was distracted by the excitement of the trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Gulf War, which, by the way, is going to be on Game Pass day one. So Yeah, I mean, he thinks so too. Naito's going to win the IWGP World Title so that Moxley can get a vacation. It's been 2 years. I mean, if anybody deserves a vacation, it's Moxley. And Caleb is in the house with his little thing for the Bang Bang Gang. So good for him.
Yeah, what's up with that? The Bang Bang Gang.
The Bang Bang Gang.
They are now Freebird rules.
They're now what?
Freebird rules.
Oh, yeah. Which is
Which
good.
is cool.
That's what we're all hoping for too. We were saying when Juice came back, he better make it so that it's a Freebird rule.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's always speculation with wrestlers coming up on the end of their contracts. Shane is a jabroni. Well, I mean,
There you go, El Showtime. Oh, fuck you.
yeah. I mean, come on the show and back up your statement, or shut the hell up. That's what I say.
I saw him talking shit about me last night. He was talking some shit.
El Showtime is actually his trainer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's a prick for a trainer. I'm paying him, and he's just a prick.
He just beats you with a kendo stick.
The other after I was done training, he slaps a goddamn beer out of my hand. That pissed me right off.
That's
Fresh beer.
Well, he's old school. He wants you to pay your dues.
Yeah, he's an old school dick, that's for sure.
He's a Candace spotted dick. So we talk a lot about everybody's contract coming up. Ricochet's contract is actually coming up next month. The word is that he's given his decision and he will be leaving the WWE at the end of his contract, which means we could see an Ospreay Ricochet round 2.
Yeah.
This feels like a setup.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because Will mentions it in an interview.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's a talk, and then all of a sudden, he's giving his notice. There was a discussion on the phone many times by these two.
They gotta watch out before WWE claims tampering and collusion. So they got to be very, because there's, even though it's professional wrestling, there's still those rules.
Well, you can't prove it. You can't prove that.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay does not work in the offices. I think it's okay.
That's true too.
Another wrestler is allowed to talk to you about coming on over, can't they?
Yeah. I mean, he's not representing AEW. He's just saying, hey, I'd like to have another shot at Ricochet. Well,
it would be sick. It would be sick, though.
And then Swerve posts something online afterward. He's like, if you come over here, I'm going to ruin you. And then afterwards he posts, I'm not joking.
So everybody's favorite, one of my favorite Twitters to watch, or X's to watch, accounts is Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty was married about a month ago. Is now claiming that his marriage is headed for divorce, and that he was stabbed in the back by 2 individuals that he did not name. Do yourself a favor. There's 2 accounts now, because unfortunately Hulk Hogan has taken down his for my McDonald's shirt. Ungrateful, I tell you, seniors. Marty Jannetty and Iron Sheik, even though the Sheiky baby is no longer with us, his Twitter account is just pure gold. I absolutely love it. It is one of the greatest things. But yeah, so Marty Jannetty, congratulations on your impending divorce. Anybody wondering what Gigi Dolan is? Of course, she's engaged or dating Darby Allin, correct?
No, she used to be. She was engaged to Darby Allin. Now it's Carl Witz, or the guy that got,
Yeah. Well, everybody's wondering where Gigi Dolan is. I don't know who these people are, but they're not me, because let's face facts. She's not that good. Anyways, I digress.
I think they heard you.
I, to be honest, don't mind watching her, but but
yeah, all I gotta say is she sucks. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know what you said. Do you know what? I might have already screwed us at the beginning of the show. I said shit.
Oh,
And you're not allowed to say it within the first 5 minutes.
that's true.
I
Okay.
think I might have also said some bad things towards El Showtime too.
Well, I don't know if it was in the first 5 minutes, though.
I think we'll be all
that's true.
right.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it was like 6.5 minutes, and
Okay, good.
so another contract in AEW that's coming up is Penta Zero Miedo. Now, Tony Khan has come out and said he is confident that Penta will sign with AEW regardless of the fact that the WWE is super hyped about signing Penta. Hey!
there we go.
And
What's up? What's up?
This is another shirt that we have in the store. We got Cushberry cereal.
That's an amazing shirt.
I love Coach Berries. They are delicious. They are nutritious. And I cannot start a day without a big, huge heaping bowl of Cush's berries.
Nothing goes hand in hand with Kush, and then eating some Kush.
I'm just saying. So, do we see Penta staying with AEW? Do we see him jumping over ship to the big, huge company in the sky known as WWE? Canada Dry, you go first.
I think Penta. I think he goes to WWE. I think he wants that big spotlight. He wants, like, everyone wants to at least try in the WWE at one point.
Yeah,
because you grow up wanting to be in the WWE.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Rush's brother, Dragon Lee's in the WWE.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna give it a shot at this.
Okay.
And he can always come back after that contract's done.
Yeah. What about you, Coach?
But honestly, I don't see him anything other than LWO or Phantasma.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of scary.
Yeah. What do you think, Kush?
I feel like, if he wanted to jump ship, man, and, try to test the waters up over there a little bit, you never know unless you try. So,
yeah,
I feel like for him, it's a good opportunity for him to go to a different audience and showcase what he can do. But like I said, he can probably agree into a short-term contract, probably start up in NXT, see how he feels about it. And if it don't all pan through, there's other places he can go or go right back to AEW.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if these two things happen, Ricochet goes to AEW, Penta goes to WWE, who wins this trade?
I think Ricochet.
Yeah.
I think AEW wins the trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Shane, what are your thoughts?
I could see Penta style better with the WWE than, say, if his brother Ray Phoenix tried to So I honestly see him being having a lot of good potential matchups too. But this could also maybe just be him trying to negotiate contracts with AEW. Like, we've been hearing WWE guys using AEW for leverage lately for their contracts signings or whatever. Maybe it's the other way around. Like, does he want to leave his brother? We don't know. Maybe he might be like Dragon Lee in that way and leave his brother. So
yeah.
And you know what also this is? This is getting Penta is a good shot at getting Phoenix.
that's true too.
If you get Penta, you have a good shot at getting Phoenix. So this could be like you date the one girl to get to her friend.
Stranger things have happened amongst people, so I'm just saying. So there are key people that surround themselves around Tony Khan. I call them the satellites that are telling Tony Khan that you need to sign Chad Gable the minute his contract ends with WWE. I think Chad Gable would excel in AEW. I think that AEW style of wrestling is perfect for Chad Gable. Canada Dry, do you agree or disagree?
It's tough because he has a good spotlight on him in WWE right now. Like, he doesn't have a belt, but he's featured. And you're not guaranteed to be featured in AEW.
Yeah.
So true. I'm like, do you, like, he's got an Intercontinental title match
Yeah.
Like, I feel you put that belt on him because he's got such good heat right now.
Yeah.
I think he should beat Sammy.
Okay. I agree. I don't disagree with that at all. I think it'd be, I mean, I would suck to see Sammy lose the belt, but Sammy doesn't need a belt. Chad kind of needs the belt.
Yeah, he kind of needs that, a little bit of accolades and
Yeah.
like just that heel heat he's getting right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kush, what are your thoughts?
I mean, if y'all really think that Chad's going to go to AEW or leave to the V, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how this thing with him and Sami Zayn are going to go, because they got him a title match, at Clash at the Castle, and it seems like that's right where he's probably going to get that inevitable turn though from Otis though, he's been pressing his buttons and stuff for the past few weeks or so. I ain't sure about that just yet, but I'll wait till after that outcome just to see if he does. But if he does leave and stuff to the V, I feel either if it's not going to happen in AEW, it could happen in TNA, because that's where the X Division is at, and they are thriving right now. You see what happened to Ali. He's already like the X Division champion.
Yeah.
I mean, the Laredo Kid, he became the digital media champion, and these are all former guys around his weight
Laredo Kid lost the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, he did, but he was the champion. He was held in a better way than he's ever had. So I feel like that'd be another thing he can go to and stuff. And I know they will probably do a short-term thing with him. Just something to help, refresh him and help him, get back at a wagon and being more profitable, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Shane, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to put it like this. Look how many guys that had similar stature from the WWE went over to AEW. And sure, they were kind of hyped right when they showed up. And then look how many have been lost in the fold, including Andrade. The whole reason why he would jump back to the WWE, which ain't doing him any favors again right now anyways. But so I'm thinking Gable's probably going to be looking at it that way. Like, oh, if he goes to AEW, is it just going to be a short-term hype and he's just going to be sitting and catering a lot? Or so I think this is just kind of like I was saying the other way around with potentially with Penta trying to play leverage with contracts. Maybe this is Gable playing
I honestly think. Yeah. I honestly think the contract is almost drawn up for WWE, and it just needs to be signed. I think it's worked out. I think he's going to win the belt at Clash of the Castle.
Hey, we never know. It could actually be secretly signed too, and they're just keeping their lips sealed on it right now too. Maybe they might even try to attempt him doing a CM Punk moment with the IC belt if he wins it or whatever.
I can still see that though, because he is like on that roll right now to where he's really being despised, like legitimately after that stunt he pulled with that whip man on Otis and shit. So I can see that coming to that kind of way, and for real, he deserved to become the future Intercontinental champion because he's the only one that came close, man, to beating Gunther twice and stuff, man, in their belts. So if anybody deserves that Intercontinental title next, it's definitely Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Is Chad Gable his legit name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he won a bronze medal with that name. So yeah, it's legit.
Yeah, so he has no problem going to AEW with and maintaining that name.
Not at all.
What about Ricochet?
Ricochet owns his name Ricochet.
So he could be Prince Puma or he could be Ricochet.
I would love to see him, man, tear it up in AEW, though. I feel like that's a great spot for him. Because that's all he is right now in WWE is just a facilitator, man, to boost guys like Braun Breaker and Dragunov and all that. And he's better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Cesaro to where he's great in the ring and all that, but he's not quite so up to par in the mic. Maybe, with somebody to talk for him a little bit, man, that would help get him, man, his momentum more better, in my opinion.
What did you do that was so caring there, Shane?
I guess maybe I said ask how I don't. So you're welcome.
Did you get mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?
I think, that's exactly what.
Breathe some life into
emotion like in Baywatch. So we have a TBS match on Dynamite, kind of cooking, kind of prepping the meal for Forbidden Door. Mercedes Moné will be defending her TBS championship against Zeusis. Now, for those who don't know who she is the tag partner of Stephanie Vacqua, who is going to take on Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship at Forbidden Door. So Big match there. Big match there. Obviously, we know Mercedes is probably going to most likely take it. Hulk Hogan has claimed that his X account, his formerly known as Twitter account, was hacked. Who could it have been? Could have been anybody.
Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, it was Marty Jannetty. It was Beefcake. So Hulk Hogan. So if you're hoping to get more stuff from Hulk Hogan, unfortunately his Instagram, his Twitter account are shut down permanently.
I'll say this. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Oh yeah, brother. Let me tell you something. Don't leave your phone signed into X when you're shopping and you're trying to fill up the cantaloupes, brother. That's when they're going to bake the posts.
Now, do you know how to tell a good cantaloupe or a good watermelon?
I do. It's two ways. Thump it, and the little knot on the bottom, if you smell it and you smell cantaloupe, it's ready.
What about watermelon? Are you familiar with
I
that?
think watermelon, you just thump it, right?
And what are you looking for with thumping?
It's supposed to be hollow.
That is a teaching moment.
Yeah, that is a teaching moment. And you know what
I
they say?
feel like it's
All right, let's get back. So Vince McMahon, this is a man who's created the WWE, created professional wrestling, he made it cool again. Vince is actually not allowed. I made a TikTok video with Hulk Hogan's song. I mean, give us the link, dude. We'll play it right now. Give us the link. We'll play it right now. So Vince is actually not allowed on the grounds of corporate. Allowed to go into the gymnasium he created, and he's not allowed to go into the performance center in Florida. Vince McMahon is banned from all WWE buildings. Oh,
he's like, I don't want to go in there anyways.
Like when I heard that, especially when they describe about the personal gym that he and his personal trainer like created for his workouts, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. Serves you right, you prick.
Yeah, exactly. We got one more thing, and that's this. We've been wondering about the AEW women's division. Let's just say it's old Mother Hubbard's cupboard, and there ain't nothing in it. It is hurting right now. Jamie Hayter was supposed to be back, expected to be back by February. Well, we're in June right now. We're well past February. She's still not in the ring. But they're saying that her return is still pending. Canada Dry. When is she coming back? And when she comes back, is she going to be immediately in the middle of the
I think you definitely got to have Jamie Hayter at All In.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think she'll be ready for All In.
Yeah.
I think what if Britt Baker's ready for All In? Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker.
Yeah.
That
Or
would be cool.
they finally introduced the women's tag titles, and the tag title match takes place at All In.
Speaking of titles, they're talking about mid-card titles for the women in WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. Intercontinental belt. And
Well, I mean the whole the women's North American title.
yeah, in NXT. Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's about time. This is a long time coming. This should have been done.
They got way too many stacked roster space to not have a secondary title. That's the problem. One woman's title only goes so far per show, but the X amount of women they have on each roster.
Honestly, I prefer the mid-card titles to the tag titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's better for them to have mid-card titles anyway. They're not anywhere near ready for tag team titles, even though they got so many women. It was just like WWE all over again, having a real rough start.
Well,
just people just to be a tag team.
Because I don't think they push those tag team titles properly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're not. I mean, they finally got a gold mine, though, with Jade and Bianca Belair, and they've just been killing it ever since. And plus, it's beneficial for Jade Cargill to get better in the ring.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that one of them turns on each other at one point, Kush?
Oh, yeah, I can see it coming. I just hope, man, that they don't rush it too soon. Just allow them just to keep building this story about them being like the two, ebony baddies, man, who are tearing everybody down as Rez. Kind of like how it was with Big Show and Kane. Like they seem like they're so indestructible that nobody can dare defeat them except amongst themselves.
I'd like to see them come out as Harlem Heat. That would be
in a way, they kind of seem like Harlem Heat a little bit because they dress alike, even with the same colors and all that stuff, which I'm kind of digging. It's kind of like the female version of that.
I could see if you're going to build that.
It's strong and powerful too.
I could see if you're going to build that match, it'd probably be something like one of the major pay-per-views, like SummerSlam would be when they do the one-on-one match. But right now, at least what the good thing is, we know Jade's still green. She's still not.
You can build this for Mania.
Well, that too. But I mean, more the tag team thing is doing her major favors in a sense. She's getting more and more reps and not looking as bad in the tag team matches compared to they tried to put her as a one-on-one right now in a bunch of matches.
It is pretty better that way. That way they won't show her still being green that much. And she seemed to be more well, man, with Bianca, especially doing their original tag team moves and all that. So they're playing Triple H and him on, masking that a little bit until she gets more better. And I feel like WrestleMania, I agree with Ken and Dry. I feel like it's the best place, man, for them to have that one-on-one matchup, if not Royal Rumble. But for right now,
Rennie seems to know you're a Chiefs fan.
No matter what.
Kush, Rennie seems to know you're a Chiefs fan for some reason.
Oh man, she just see my logo and stuff. I rep the Chiefs all day. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway. That still hurt.
You're not a Chiefs fan. He doesn't like the Chiefs.
Well, it hurts me because I'm a Niners fan.
Oh yeah.
Double whammy on the Super Bowl, man. Sorry.
All
right, guys.
You and something about Mary are Niners fans.
We are at the end of the news, which means only one thing. It's time to get into the main event. Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. So, as always, we do a round table, and every time we do a round table, the table becomes more and more round. Now, this week is different. The JFB went undercover. He went and interviewed 1,000 people. Give us your best questions for the round table, and they were given. And so now I present to you. Now, mind you, the points are legit. The winner at the end of the show is going to win a big prize. What that prize is, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the first question is this. It's been a free agent palooza, if you will. It is at an all-time high, with both the big promotions having big key people either close to leaving or close to returning. I want a realistic scenario where you pick one person from AEW and one person from WWE, switches sides. How would you debut them, and how would you book them? Canada Dry, you go first.
Obviously, I'm going with for WWE. I'm going with the obvious one, and that's Ricochet.
Yeah.
I would for how I would debut him. I would bring him into All In.
Yeah.
I would debut him at All In.
Yeah.
Maybe even make the save on Will Ospreay or something like that.
Ooh.
Or attack Will Ospreay, one of the two. For WWE, for AEW to WWE, I'm going with Ricky Starks, and I would debut him when The Rock is against Cody And originally he's with Cody, but he switches to the Rock side and he becomes Rock Jr.
Oh, I
He's
like
already getting
that.
niggas like that already, so it makes sense.
Good. Canada Dry, man. I don't know what kind of Wheaties you ate this morning, but my God, that was good. Kush, it's your turn.
Okay, well, for me, I would have to go like from AEW to WWE. I feel like with Penta, man, look like he's most likely going to jump the side. Now I know that they have two factions stuff going on, and if he want to make a big splash, he should join with the likes of Rey Mysterio and LWO. And that's where when they have this little brawl stuff between them and Miguel Fantasma, have him burst onto the scene and no music or anything, just have him come in from the crowd and stuff and start doing his lucha stuff all over the ring and stuff and helping them get the upper hand on them. And then he'll like team with Ray and stuff, man, pounding his fist and saying, "I'm with you, brother, man. Let's go ahead and get these guys."
I
feel like that'd be a good way for him to, be kind of like what Carlito did, man, back at Backlash last year, going more like his style of wrestling. I think it'd be a good way just for have him and Ray team up with each other. Hell, might even have him as a tag team. Talking about Ray Felix, his brother. How about he tag team with Rey Mysterio?
Okay.
I mean, that's
something. What about the other way?
Huh?
Yeah. What about the other
way? You took man Ricochet from me, so I gotta think about somebody else.
Hey, you can use Ricochet too.
Well, let's go with Chad Gable. If Chad Gable were to go, man, to AEW, I think he would fit quite well against the likes of somebody like Bryan Danielson.
Ooh.
Have it like John Cena did with his open challenge with the United States Championship, except for Bryan Danielson is having an open challenge for anybody to come out there and feel like they can go against him as a measuring stick. And then Chad Gable come out there, probably the same music or brand new music. He said, "I'll take that bet." I'll fight you.
And that was like, "Holy shit, it's Chad Gable."
He worked well with Sami Zayn got called up, man. He went against John Cena, and Kevin Owens. So this same formula could work, man, for that kind of scenario.
Okay, Kush, that was a good one. Let's go with Mr. Showtime.
For the WWE side, I'd say go with Penta, but here's the kicker. Let him be back to like the dark, evil Penta. And he doesn't join any of those factions. He's his own, he's his anti-hero, hates both factions or whatever.
Yeah.
Or even maybe put him in the Judgment Day, because it's good to see more and more Priest on his way out.
Yeah.
Have him replace, and then you have the Carlito and Penta connection where you got these guys from the coastal America regions or whatever. So that's probably the way I'd book them.
Okay.
And now Ricochet, right off the bat. I mean, the problem is though, like if you put him against these big names like Ospreay and Swerve right away, he's gonna have to take the losses in those matches most likely.
Yeah.
So Ricochet, I'd say, shows up maybe all in. I don't know. I could also see something stupid if, where he's all of a sudden the Callis family, and then Will Ospreay gets jumped and get kicked out of the Callis family. That's kind of one.
That would actually be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like replacing Will with
Ricochet. Yeah. So I mean, that's probably one way to could see it happening too. And then you have Ricochet showing up in a suit all the time and stuff for that. Kind of like how the Callis family's been showing up. So
okay. I'm gonna give everybody 10 points, but Canada Dry gets 1 extra point because that was a really good response.
Rock Jr. booking that shit, right?
I'm ready to book it. Let's do it. So we got our second question of the day. This is coming from Tommy, our fan in the Ukraine. He says, does AEW need a dedicated promotion, kind of like NXT, so that they can target indie talent and develop them to eventually become the next gen of AEW stars. We're gonna go with Kush first.
What was the question again?
Does AEW need a promotion like NXT to sign young indie talent and develop them? Guys like Nick Wayne and such, a place that they can learn and develop the AEW way of wrestling, so that they can be the next future stars.
Okay, I feel like they should, but in a way they already have that with Ring of Honor kind of being their little, developmental brand and stuff a little bit. That's where they have like some of the rosters there, not giving much TV spots around Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite. So I would definitely have that and probably put it on TV, maybe for like a good hour or so. Like you have an hour of Rampage, maybe have an hour of Ring of Honor, and just have, have them go out there and do what they have to do with stuff. Just get a little buzz, get a little spotlight.
Yeah,
because you can only fit so many people, man, on these shows. So might as well put Ring of Honor on a TV show for an hour or so. Yeah, that would be like 2 hours, just like Dynamite and Collision.
Okay, I like that. Shane, what about you, my friend?
You know what? This is how I approach it. I mean, Ring of Honor really, nobody can disagree. That should start being better for your indie designated show or your NXT designated show.
Yeah.
Problem is that's only, I think, what, a 1 hour show, weekly show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only so much time they gotta, and especially they got the Honor Club as it is. Maybe they gotta bump that to 2 hours, or since now, because I know the AEW couldn't do the AEW Dark and Elevation anymore once their other TV contracts started getting bigger and more exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, could they not do an ROH Dark or ROH Elevation type show? Or even, one thing I think that could maybe be beneficial, which WWE's done for years, has that one weekly recap show with a couple matches or whatever, the
event, yeah,
live, or what did they call it, the Saturday night main event or whatever, the Velocity type show.
Yeah. Okay. Canada Dry.
Definitely they need to revamp ROH in that sort of manner. I think it revolves also around what that next streaming deal, what that next network deal is going to be about.
Yeah.
Because like logistically, it should be developing new stars. Like you got who's the mid-card champion down there?
Kyle Fletcher.
Sorry, the women's mid-card champion. Billy
Stark.
Yeah, Billy Starks.
Yeah.
The women's
she's every bit as good as Nick Wayne is in the women's side.
For a young kid, like literally, she's still a kid. She's got a lot of pop to her character at such an early age. She's
like
just watching her interviews and stuff for that, because I don't actually watch ROH show itself since being on Honor Club, but I'll watch the clips on Facebook or whatever, and it's like she's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even stay for the Ring of Honor. We could have stayed for at that when it was
at that point. That's a 3 hour show, and plus we watched like 20 minutes of pre-Ring of Honor. There was a Ring of Honor before the Collision live show. Yeah. So that was 3 hours and 20 minutes of wrestling.
We could have stayed for another hour.
Like being a pay-per-view.
And we could have shown up for another half hour sooner too. That's 5 hours show apparently. Like, gee.
That's how I used to do with Raw and stuff, with the pre-shows, like main event and all that, even a dark show.
But I really think that the ROH should be the developmental brand for AEW.
You know what? I think they also that's be more beneficial too. What I should have added. They need to go back to actual, like, they got to keep it separate. Don't have ROH tapings integrated with AEW. They need to maybe, put them back into smaller arena venues, or even do something similar like NXT or TNA have done in the past, and hire a designated studio location where they could do tapings. And I mean, I think they were doing that with one of their shows before, Darker Elevation or whatever. So why not? They really should go back to that. Then it gives it a better vibe for watching the show actually on TV wise too. because having these kind of piddly ass half filled crowds ain't doing them any favors or whatever too, right? So
I also think that Tony Khan didn't really push hard to get this Ring of Honor on TV anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he tried.
he bought it for
If they have a
this is
streaming
great.
deal, though, they can actually put it on there too, on their streaming service.
Yeah. But you know what really is the truth be told, he wanted it for the video library, especially because the original All In was taped out of that. And the Jericho Cruises too, were the original Jericho Cruises were through Ring of Honor's the production team.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
original. Yeah.
Let's go to our third question. This is from my cousin Giacomo in Italy. He says, the AEW women's division is at an all-time low. How do you book the division to make it competitive and worth talking about again? I'm gonna go with Sugar Shane on this one first.
So hold on, which division? I'm sorry.
Women's division in AEW. How do you book it to make it more competitive and to actually be worth talking about?
I mean, right now I'm finding certain stars, they're doing a pretty great job.
Yeah.
Especially with the Tony Storm angle, which is involving Mariah May, that Mira, I can't pronounce. I'm Japanese, half Japanese, and I can't even pronounce that chick's name. But so that whole story, even having the Serena D short-term storyline versus Tony was pretty good. They've done a decent job booking Julia Hart until she got injured. So I mean, some of the stuff they could do without the Saraya booking, having like her the brother storyline and almost making it look like there's a kind of a. Nah, I'm not even gonna actually use those terms right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, so I don't know. Right now they got the right stars as champions, right? Respective champions, because Mercedes they had to give a belt. As much as I'm not a fan, and much as I might disagree with the treatment she's gotten just to get the AEW, but I mean you got to get. So I don't know how you could change it right now at this current moment until Mercedes gets a few months down. Yeah.
All right, Canada Dry, you go next.
I feel like it's just a matter of getting everyone healthy.
Yeah.
Because you got some big stars. You got Statlander. You got Baker. You got Hayter.
Yeah.
You got Athena. You got some big names. And I think it's just a matter of time. Everyone's getting healthy. And I really think this women's Owen Hart tournament that they're having right here, this is going to be good because this is putting a focus on the women's division.
Yeah.
To get that all-in match. So I think this is going to be a good highlight right here. And I think AEW is already on the trend of making it better because that Owen Hart thing is going to be a highlight.
Yeah. All right, Kush, your turn, my friend.
Yeah, well, I agree with both of y'all on how they have like stars already, man, showing themselves, especially that little rivalry they have with Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa, which in fact, next week on Collision, they're going to have some kind of stipulation match and stuff, man, for it, which is going to be a third fall. I'm kind of excited, man, on watching that one, see how that unfolds, because both kind of do need the momentum, but they're pretty much good, man, to stand on their own and stuff, no matter who wins or who loses.
Yeah.
But besides that, they need to have a few more other story rivalries and stuff going on. That way we can get more of a damn by the women's division outside the title scene. Because even though it's nice they have the Owen Hart tournament stuff for the women, whoever wins that will get a AEW Women's Title Shot, man, at All In. You still want to have like another, rivalry or something going on to where you got some up-and-comers who might be the next in line for a title, not just have like, oh yeah, well, Tony Storm beat this person. Now we got this person coming up. We should book them in the last month so they look legit, man, to take her on. No, just build it up in there and have them, have their own little world. Make sure they kind of matter. They don't have to be like a long kind of thing, just with promos and stories and stuff with them. That way we keep on knowing exactly what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe time for the women's tag belt. There's so many.
I don't think so. I don't
There's
want it.
so many. Well, because you know what? I don't want to see a third title because there's already enough singles titles in the men's.
You
I
got
don't want to
two
see.
titles in ROH. You got 2 titles in AEW. There's 4 right there.
Yeah.
Watch. Actually, I keep forgetting about the whole ROH. But you know what? At least with the women's division, they've been at least done a better job keeping the women's ROH titles off the AEW shows
Yeah.
the past year compared to say the men's. Because you still have Briscoe booked on the AEW roster, and he's showing up. But that's a different discussion. But I mean, because if you look at it, there's so many pairings as it is.
I wish that, they would have like a little brand supremacy kind of thing. Like I know Ring of Honor is its own little thing, and they got their own stars there, like Athena, Billy Starks, and Kyle Fletcher. But they need to have like these little champions versus champions things. Probably not just on the regular shows like Dynamite and all that, but have like Athena versus Toni Storm, or maybe like
A
Mercedes
champion,
versus Billy Starks.
champion versus champion pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we've done that before, but that would be kind of nice seeing that in a big pay-per-view set kind of setting, or somewhere down the road. That way,
or utilize the ROH Honor Club, get more people subscribed by having some of your AEW champions appear on that show in these championship. That you could actually call a PLE on Ring of Honor.
Before we move on to the next question, I just want to say that I think another solution, adding to the thing, is I think you need to replace Athena as the world champion ROH and get her back to the main roster.
I think she's getting replaced anyway because she's injured. She's on the shelf, I think, right now. Anyways.
Yeah, I think when she comes back, she doesn't go back to ROH. She goes back. So who's the women's champion in ROH right now? Nobody?
I don't think so.
I think they were going to do some kind of tournament or something.
They're probably going to have like Athena eventually lose it, man, to like Billy Starks or whatever. It wouldn't make sense for the story for how Athena man be a evil little minion junior, and then somehow another man, Billy, gets too evil, and then they take each other on a second time. This time with Billy Starks, man, getting the win and beating her mentor and shit. And then I think we'll go up to AEW. I think that's how his way is going to book it and be finished.
I can agree with that. So for the last 2 questions, everybody gets 20 points. Canada Dry gets a bowl of delicious spaghetti with a bolognese.
Oh, nice! You guys want some of that? Share with you.
Man, Canada Dry keeps getting all the bonuses lately.
Well, I'm sharing it.
Yeah. So let's go to our 4th question. With Jordan Grace making an appearance and will be fighting for the NXT World Championship at Battleground tonight, regardless of the buying news or whether or not WWE is going to buy TNA, because at this point nobody works for TNA except for the wrestlers, what names would you like to see come over from NXT to TNA, and what other names do you want to see from TNA come into NXT? We'll go Canada Dry first.
Well, obviously, I think Joe Hendry would be really good in WWE. Yeah. I think they could have some real fun with that. And I really want to see Natalia Neidhart work in
TNA.
In TNA. I think that she could actually do her best wrestling there.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my choices.
Okay, Kush.
Well, you kind of took my pick with Joe Henry though, but I agree he should be over NXT. He probably should be the NXT World Champion though too, after Rick Williams. But besides that, I feel like from TNA to WWE, it should be somebody like Mike Bailey, because that's going to be the one spot he had never been at before.
Yeah,
I think probably AEW too. I can see him really turning it around by having banger matches with people in there too, just so they can raise their stock.
Yeah,
I mean, I like to see him versus like the likes of Axion, Nathan Frazier, just a bunch of people, man, that could use that. Even him, that young guy Javon Evans, who y'all probably never heard of yet, but y'all probably soon will be more exposure to get some NXT. That would be an instant classic right there, because that kid kind of remind me of a younger Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
He can elevate. He can fly. He's very, unique man when it comes to doing his high-risk moves. I would love to see that match right off the bat.
Yeah.
And as far as WWE to TNA, probably have Shayna Baszler come over there.
Ooh.
Because, she, like I said, she was in that Bloodsport thing, and she really tore it up, man, with Masha Slamovich. I wouldn't mind those two having a round 2 over there. Or even her against Jordan Grace, or her versus Stephanie Lander. There's plenty of women like Tasha Steele. She can have like a real good key point matches, man, with the likes of all of the Knockouts division.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. Showtime. Lay it on me, brother.
There's one one name I would bring from TNA over to WWE just to put him against Chad Gable, and that's Josh Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine the match between two natural wrestlers? And then also some of the other names I'm kind of thinking of. Moose. How is Moose?
Yeah.
Never ever, like, I'm shocked he's always been, well, besides his ROH run, like he's been like a solid TNA flag bearer since he's got there. So it would be
I hate to
interesting.
be that guy, but you can only pick one. Come on.
Hey, he's been solid to them like John Cena's been solid to WWE, so I see what you mean right
But
there.
who would you send the other way?
But you know what? Actually, we'll send Chad Gable to TNA.
Yeah.
To have that match against Josh Alexander. Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would say with Moose, honestly, put him in a monster match. Braun Strowman.
Oh, that would be.
Or even Lashley too. I like to see that.
Lashley would be good.
I mean, I think they've had matches in TNA before, but actually to see the WWE versus WWE or TNA factor, like that would be cool to have, like the marquee Moose versus Bobby Lashley. But I mean, either way, you could ship either guys to either side, so it doesn't even matter if you want to call one for one or whatever. But
what about Braun Breaker versus Hammerstone? Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a heavy year.
Now,
That's a heavy
I
year
want to know, JFB, who gets the points on this one? Because I think these two made some really good points.
I do. In fact, both of them are going to get Canada Dry gets 10 points. Kush and Mr. Showtime get 20 points, and they are also going to be hired as the executive vice presidents of TNA.
So they get a city job.
So what? We're gonna end up with the Billy Corgan treatment then.
Indeed. Let's go to our next one. It's booking time. You are in control of booking an AEW WWE Super Show. I want you to book 2 matches, an opening match and a main event that brings the house down. I'm going to go with Showtime Shane first.
Are you saying the WWE Super, but like only WWE guys, or
no? WWE and AEW.
Oh,
Khan and Triple H are banned from the building. You are booking it. Opening match and a closing match. What do you book?
Opener. Man. I would have to go with for an opener banger. Will Ospreay for Team AEW versus Sami Zayn. I think
that's pretty good.
I think that you have Sammy be the heel in that match. But you have because Sammy can work with anyone, and he's also can do some of the high impact style too when he needs to. I think him and Will Ospreay would be a freaking awesome something to just get your hearts into. Now for the main event, I got no choice, even though they've had matches before, but on a lot lower scale.
Yeah.
But this man, after one individual left, became one of the biggest stars in AEW history, and is now just returned. MJF would be my player for AEW.
Mhm.
Cody.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
And you have MJF win the belt back, so you have the champion for AEW versus the champion
I
for
like that.
WWE.
who do you put
So
over?
that's itself right there.
Yeah, like honestly, that would be
Who's
a
winning?
mega.
Who's winning?
Ooh. MJF.
Okay.
And this time it's not like a dirty win. Like he might play some tricks with the chair tricks or something like that. But this like he finally wins and shows that hey, I'm a legitimate legitimate top star without being a scum. Or well, I mean he's the scumbag, but I mean without having to actually cheat, punch the guy in the head with the ring or whatever to get that win, like steal a win.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay. Kush, your turn.
I'm gonna choose like the opening being a women's match, and if I were to pick somebody from WWE, it would have to be, I would dare say, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley from WWE going toe to toe, mano a mano with another strong man, very versatile woman in the rising stock of Chris Statlander.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that
Those two
one.
will definitely complement each other when it comes to power and strength and ability.
Yeah.
And it'll be a burn, but I can see it being about 12 minutes or more and stuff, man, with just intense, man, grappling right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a dream match right there in my mind. And main event, I would have to have the current AEW World Champion in Swerve. Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Man, he would be very good, and it'd be a nice, good little come around since he was in WWE for NXT. And it was one of my dream matches before he went to AEW. So it would have to be the architect, the savior, Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, that would be a hell of a match. Who do you book to win that main event?
I would have to have maybe, in the women's part, maybe Rhea Ripley to win that. But on the man's part, I have to have Swerve because Swerve would benefit a little bit more than Seth Rollins is since he's getting up to that level, man, that Seth has already made for himself.
Yeah. Okay. Canada Dry, man. You got a tough job.
Listen. Who's a better booker than Canada effing Dry?
Nobody.
Listen, we're starting this show off with a bang. And it doesn't get bigger than this. Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion, versus the prodigal son, Cody Rhodes, the WWE World Champion.
Okay.
Starting the show off with this.
Wow.
Woo!
Starting the show. But guess what? It gets bigger in the main event.
Yeah.
But we're having Swerve go over here in this match.
Yeah.
Because in the main event, it's CM Punk and FTR versus the Young Bucks
Yeah.
and Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's nice right there. I'll give it that.
Wow.
And CM Punk wins.
Oh,
Gets the pin on the Elite.
okay. I like it. Everybody gets.
You know what? But I would like to see in that match the double super kick by the Young Bucks while Drew's doing the Claymore at the same time to CM Punk. Now that would be money.
But I liked instead like having them on opposite side, like mixing with the AEW.
I know. It would make sense though. That would actually makes a lot of sense because the two true hatred enemies get together, forming a team from opposite sides. Your enemy is my enemy kind of deal.
Okay. I can't pick a winner on this one. Everybody gets 74.5 points.
Woo!
Everybody gets one.
Hey.
So now I have a would you rather? Would you
Liv
rather
Morgan.
have a gimmick that draws on the indies and gives you a maybe one shot at a major promotion, kind of like Warhorse when he got his one shot at AEW? Or do you want to just be kind of like a middle of the road mid-card character for a major promotion for 10, 15 years? I'm going to go Canada Dry first.
Well, I'm not really a gambler. I'm going with the solid career.
Yeah.
I'm on TV. I'm still gonna sign autographs at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People are gonna say I suck all over the websites and whatever, but I'm still on TV. Because a lot of people they talk shit about the Miz, even though he's a world champion.
Oh yeah.
But still, look at the life he's leading. It's pretty damn good.
You guys win in so many ways, man.
Okay. Kush, your turn.
I would have to be because I really feel like I'm anybody important, just somebody that loves the game, and I wouldn't mind just going around there and make just as much magic and stuff, man, as anybody else. I would choose a role as a mid-carder and stuff, man, for 15 years. Because really, when it comes right down to it in wrestling and stuff, yeah, you get the perks, you get to have the publicity to showcase your stuff, but you can also be very giving and keeping the generations going by going against up-and-comers and stuff, whether you win or lose, and have great, awesome matches where they can look back and say, hey, I remember when I faced against Kush, and it definitely helped launch my career,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, getting the success, and then once, wind down, give it back to them. That way they can make a better and stronger future and generation.
There you go.
And Brian Cage, if he never ever gets elevated higher than he is, he's still got a lot of security for the rest of his life with that 6-year deal.
Oh yeah.
If he never gets any titles or anything, stays mid card, losing to the stars, he's still got a secure life.
Hell yeah, he does. Shane, it's your turn, my friend.
Well, I don't want to regurgitate the same answer these guys just used, so I'd rather take the indie route.
Okay.
But look at right now. I hate to use this example, but Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona right now, that guy is making bank.
Yeah.
Just doing this whole indie scene, being able to free himself up, doing stuff with GCW.
Yeah.
Plus, he had the belt collector thing going, winning the NWA title on top of a few other world titles at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just one way, and he's been able to still make appearances for AEW randomly, showing up at a Collision unannounced to do the open title match and stuff for that.
I love him and Copeland.
And look at your current WWE Universal Champion. Look what he did to get himself into that spot. When he left WWE, he became the indie darling.
Yeah.
And built himself a huge name once again. And there's been a few other guys, Drew Galloway's into Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
There's ways that you could go into the indie route and make yourself a pretty healthy amount of money, besides the fact that you could potentially line yourself up to be a main event star down the road, whether it's AEW, New Japan, or WWE.
I think you're listening to El Showtime. You're taking his advice. You're learning a lot. I think he's passing the knowledge tree onto you, the learning tree onto you.
Except where's the biggest place he's been besides a Mexican bingo hall? So he could shut his fat trap.
Listen, you got to just come out of the learning tree, and you're going to go far.
The Mexican bingo hall.
You got to humble yourself. You got to humble yourself, Showtime. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. I can't be like GHG.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I got to do this because, I mean, we got to crown a champion. And so I'm going to take a second. I'm going to tabulate all the points, the votes from the audience.
I got a really good prize.
Yeah.
I got a really good prize.
Yeah.
Unless you already have one. The winner should get a lifetime supply of Cushberry cereal.
I agree.
What about a lifetime supply of Push?
It's only 2 ingredients. Berries and sugar.
I mean, I got both, so I ain't worried about it.
I'm gonna go with Kush. Man, Kush.
Kush gets a lifetime supply of his own cereal
this week, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Congratulations!
Kush.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Roundtable on this day. Your trophy and belt will be in the mail, my friend.
All
With
righty.
that, we are at the end of our show. We have entertained you. If you want to know how to help us further your entertainment, prowrestlingtees.com/FN Wrestling, or any of the links down below lead you to a multitude of ways that you can give us money. That's right, because the world runs on money, damn it. You think Natalia Markova comes on the show and it doesn't cost us a dime?
She doesn't do it for the Cushberries, I'll tell you what.
I mean, seriously, like, to get all that high fructose corn syrup, it's expensive. I mean, I can knock over a truck that's full of high fructose corn syrup, but then there's a danger of getting arrested, being injured, the diabetes. I mean, it's
and also the rocks that you got to pull out of the corn syrup that have fallen on the cement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, hot dogs and handshakes don't work for the show too well.
So give us some money. Go to the links below. So on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of the man that created the Cushberries, Kush, and Mr. Showtime, talk about the closer. I am the JFB.
Now, let's talk a little mental health here for a second here. Sometimes in life, things just knock you down, knock the wind out of you, and you land on your ass, metaphorically speaking, and it's hard to get up. It's really hard to get up, but you need to. It's not a shame that you're down there, but you can't stay down there. You got to get up. You got to reach out to your friends. You got to reach out to your family. You got to reach out to us. You got to reach out to whoever will listen to you. And it's important that you raise your fist in the air, wrong fist, and put the devil in a sharpshooter and say it with me. Just keep fighting.
Ding.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FN Wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/FN Wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, fnwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.